Happy eve of the Shaw Classic. We are sitting here at our first LHBK booth at the Shaw Expo. Very, very excited for that. We got our shirts, stickers, pictures, shirts, everything. Really excited. Going to get to a little bit of dinner now that we've set this up, and we'll give a little thoughts around comp. But I will be here certain times. Let me check. Pause for effect. I'm going to be here Friday 11 to 1:30, on Saturday from 9:45 to 11, and on Sunday 9:45 to 11. If you want to come say hi to me, fantastic. If not, and I see you in the stands wearing it, you will get a special shout out, and Kate will be manning the booth all weekend. So please stop by if you're here. If not, go ahead, check the link in the description. You can get all this stuff and support me and support LHBK that way. Remember, 20% of profits go back into the strength community. We have an announcement around that very, very soon, and very excited to put that out for the gym for the next quarter. But if you don't watch any videos between now and Shaw Classic, wish me luck. Let me know how you think I'll do. But over to get some dinner, over to relax. We're 36 hours out. 2 days out from the Shaw Classic. We have our booth set up. We are all ready to go. Family's coming in tomorrow. Moose crew came in today. We've got our booth going tomorrow. Very excited to see the fans. There's already a bit of a buzz around the hotel, which is really exciting. But I thought I would put out a little event-by-event analysis on the guys, on where I think people will be particularly strong, and some people who could win the show, and what I think it's going to take for each of those people to win. As a competitor, I think it's important for me to do this because it allows me to understand exactly what has to be done for me to do as well as I can. For local level people, unless you know every single competitor that you're going against, it's probably a mistake to try to do this, because you're just going to be sort of shooting in the dark and you're going to get blindsided too often. So that being said, we start with the log, which is a 175, 185, and 200 kilo log. You choose which log you'd like to press. Heavier log beats lighter log. Reps on any log beats less reps on that same log. So last year, Trey was the only person to hit the 200 kilo log, and he doubled it. Now this year, I'm thinking it goes from one person to 3 to 5 people who press that 200 kilo log, including myself, and I think I'm going to be good for 2 to 3 reps if I execute really well. Now, of course, we got Bobby, we got Luke, Trey, Tom's looking good, Evan, and myself. There's 6 guys just off the top of my head that could definitely press that log, but I think this is going to be a pretty pivotal one, because I think it's very possible that someone goes up to that 200 kilo log, misses it, isn't able to recover, zeros the first event, when they could have got a top 5 finish by, say, tripling the 185. So a little bit of tactics there, but to me, if you're in it to win, you're in it to go give that 200 log a crack. Then we go to the wheelbarrow into arm over arm. Incredibly heavy grip event here. Haven't had to touch the wheelbarrow yet. We do equipment familiarization tomorrow, but I do know that it's super, super heavy. So we drag the wheelbarrow, sandbag, wheelbarrow into that super heavy arm over arm. So this is going to favor the guys who have phenomenal grips. This is someone like Max, definitely Brian, Kevin Fairs, Evan, and I think I'll be very good at this one as well. There's a little bit in my head about how is the chalk going to stay on your hands with so much back and forth between things. So might have to make some adjustments there. But that's who I see doing particularly well on that guy. Then we got the leg press. Last year, it was very much a 2-horse race between myself and Brian. I think we could have pushed that much further, and I think that's going to stay the same this year with myself and Brian 1 and 2 on the leg press. It's possible that Evan does quite well here as well, but it's hard because you don't see a lot of leg press, and really every leg press is different. So you can only go off of what guys did last year, and a lot of guys found this really, really challenging. So I expect some better performances than last year for sure, but I think myself and Brian will push it up, likely close to double digits if need be. We wrap up day 1 with stones. Of course, we got Tom, Brian, Trey. Max is a phenomenal stone lifter as well. We can't forget that. And Evan's quite a good stone lifter. And I have got my stone sleeves working. This was the first prep I ever did with Tacky. I feel better about my stones than I ever have. Really, really excited to get out there and avenge what happened at Royal Albert Hall and show that I can hang just like I showed at World's Strongest Man when I came second in the stones. And for me, I hope that I could get a top 3 performance on stones, be really smooth, really quick between all of them. Then we got the chest press, which is super interesting because we got a bunch of guys who have a max bench somewhere between 540 and 560. In that group of people is myself, Tom, Brian, Kevin, Evan, just of what I've seen. Probably haven't seen some other guys, but we haven't seen anyone up near 600. There's no clear winner to this event. And in how the kegs are loaded, I think this could be one where one extra rep could put you well ahead of guys with one less rep because of multiple ties. So that's going to be really interesting. And I think that last one in the hands is something like 570. So expect maybe one guy, maybe 2 guys to get through this. Brian has the advantage of having this type of equipment at his house. He doesn't have the exact one, but certainly having experience, plenty of experience in standing chest press is going to help. Then we go to bag toss. I think, again, there's 5 guys in this who could do really well. Brian, Trey, Tom, myself, and Max. My bag toss has been going phenomenal. And Max, like, he messed it up last year, but he's just an absolute phenom at throwing anything over bar. We wrap it up with the power medley, which is the fingerless finger into power stairs. Incredibly heavy power stairs, 500 pounds on one implement, 600 pounds on the other. We don't know the weight of the fingers yet, but we're here, so it's going to be very heavy. Now, this is obviously going to favor the tall guys, and the power stairs is going to favor the guys with solid grip. So, tall guys with good grip, Tom, Brian, Evan. I think I'm going to be able to hold my own in this, and a lot of the determinants of how you do in these final events is where you are in the standings, and it's really hard to keep your mind in it if you're, say, 4th or 5th if you expected to do much better. So those are the 4 on that one that stick out to me, with who are tall and who have quite good grips. So overall, we've got a top 5, and I think it's a race to 90 points, which is essentially little over 11 points per event. And so the traditional top 3 that I talk about now becomes a top 4. And I think if you're top 4 in every event, that's going to put you in a really strong spot to do well. But how it shakes out, I think there's 5 guys who could win, with one honorable mention. We've got Trey, and I think that just comes down to damage control on the wheelbarrow and really good execution on everything else. He's proven that he can do not well in one event, still come back and win the whole damn thing. Tom, I think if Tom gets off to a strong start and builds that confidence, he is looking incredible right now, so he could definitely win. Evan, if Evan can come in shape and make no mistakes, definitely a contender. Brian, I think if he damages the control in deadlift and log, and he can stay in that top half of the field, top 7, a lot of these events suit Brian really well. One name that no one's talking about that I think people should have in their minds is Max. Max has a great log press. He's got the Canadian record at 205 kilos that he did at World's Strongest Man. He's got an incredible grip, which is going to be very helpful for wheelbarrow into arm over arm. I'm not sure about the leg press, but his stone's one of the best. His deadlift, not quite there. Chest press, he built like a good chest presser. Bag toss, one of the best in the world. Power stairs, he's incredible. So long as he can do the fingerless finger, there's a good chunk of those events that Max could do quite well. I'd be very surprised if Max finishes outside of the top 5. Now, I don't know who of the grouping that I've put as contenders to win I would put out, but I would, if I was betting on Max, I would say definitely top 5, and someone who I would keep my eyes on. And then, obviously, I think I have a chance to win this one, get the 3rd of the 4 major shows. And for me, if I could hit the 200 kilo log, better yet, if I could hit it twice, which I think I'm definitely capable of, and I could stay in the top 4 on wheelbarrow and chest press, for me, I think that's all I need. I think that would mean that I am in a very, very good spot to win. I feel better than ever, but it's about getting out there and executing. And I always say the beauty in performing is not in being massively capable and falling just shy of expectations being good enough. It's doing exactly what you know you're capable of, or maybe a bit more than you thought you were capable of. Certainly the case what happened at Worlds. And if I can turn in a performance like that, then it's going to be a great battle, and definitely in the mix to pull out the win. But very excited. Let me know in the comments. What do you think the key is for, let's say those 5 guys are listed to win, and who do you think is going to win? Who is your podium? Let me know. Pop in the comments. Guys, before I let you go, I'm starting group coaching, Strong 1.0, which is starting technically August 20th, but our first meeting is on August 23rd. So if you want to be coached by me every single week, $35 a week, check the link in the description, and that's going to take you over, give you some more information. But you and I will be talking every single week in this group coaching. Thanks a lot, guys. Lift heavy, be kind, and we'll catch you next time.